Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening and call this meeting to order. Hopefully everybody's getting enough Olympics. I know that I'm holding the couch down a few hours every day, and it's been exciting. We're starting to win some medals. So pecuniary interest under the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. Is there any disclosures? Thank you. Councillor Turks.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Item number 16A 2025-072, the Municipal Drain 3, third reading. And the reason for the declaration is my husband and I are assessed as landowners for these drain works.
Okay, thank you very much. At the appropriate time, we'll ask you to step down. Good. So, reporting out of closed, resolution moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Gunson, that the Council of the Town of Minto receives the closed session report regarding a proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality as information, and further that the council approves the confidential direction to council. All in favor of the motion?
Stop.
To staff. Thank you very much.
Check.
I'll read that again. And further that council approves the confidential direction to staff.
Yes.
All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. Got a resolution moved by Councillor Potnovitz, second by Councillor Anderson, Deputy Mayor Anderson, at the minutes of the Town of Minto, January 6th, 2026 council session meeting and the February 3rd, 2026 regular council meeting be approved. All in favor of that motion? It's carried. Thank you. Resolution moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Gunson, that the Town of Minto convene into a committee of adjustment. All in favor of the motion? Carried. Thank you. We have a public hearing this evening. It's MV 2026-01, Ontario 262-6514 Limited, care of Jeff Metzger. I'll be the chair of this public meeting. I'd like to call the public meeting to order and state that any decision reached by this committee today cannot be used to set a precedent. Each application considered by the committee is dealt with on its own merits, and no two applications are exactly the same. Public hearing today is to consider minor variance application MV 2026-01, Ontario 262-6514 Limited, care of Jeff Metzger. Now I'll ask our Secretary Treasurer McRobb to speak the following.
Thank you very much, Chair Turton. The property subject to the proposed minor variance application is legally described as Survey Fuller and Watson's Part Lot 109, RP 61R22056 Part 1, with a municipal address of 300 Bolton Street, Palmerston, in the Town of Minto. The subject property is approximately 551.19 meters squared, or 5,933 feet squared. The purpose and effect of the minor variance application is to seek relief from the minimum lot area requirement for the retained parcel containing one unit of an existing 4-unit street townhouse, as well as relief from the minimum rear yard setback and minimum lot frontage requirements for the severed parcel to permit the construction of a single-family residential dwelling. Sections 12.2.6.1, 12.2.1.6, and 12.2.1.2 of the Town of Minto's Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw 0186 as amended require a minimum lot area of 280 meters squared, or 3,014 feet squared, a minimum rear yard setbacks of 7.6 meters, or 24.9 feet, and a minimum lot frontage of 12 meters, or 39.4 feet. The proposed development seeks relief to permit a reduced minimum lot area of 201 meters squared, 2,164 feet squared, a reduced rear yard setback of 1.2 meters, or 3.9 feet, and a reduced lot frontage of 4.7 meters, or 15.4 feet. Additional relief may be requested at the time of the meeting. The revised notices were mailed to the property owners within 200 feet or 60 meters of the subject property, as well as the applicable agencies on February 4th, 2026, and posted on the subject property on February 4th, 2026. Reports and comments have been received from both the Town of Minto and the County of Wellington.
Okay, thank you. Yes, All right, so I'm going to ask our Town of Minto Planning Coordinator, Sama, is on Zoom or Teams. Sam, are you there? It's likely important to know, Jeff, that that lot doesn't look like that anymore. That's a 2020 picture, 6 years ago. That feels
Okay, can you hear me now? Oh,
Good evening,
sorry.
Sama. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
You're forgiven.
Okay.
So you are on. Sama, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna start my presentation. This application before the Committee of Adjustment concerns the property located at 300 Bolton Street, Palmerston. The proposal results from a severance application for this property that was approved on December 2025 to create a new residential lot from one unit of an existing four-unit street townhouse in the medium uh, residential zone, medium density residential zone. As a part of the severance conditions, the applicant is required to obtain zoning compliance, which can be achieved through a minor variance. This minor variance includes a reduction in the required minimum lot area to 201 square meter or 2,164 square feet for the retained parcel, a reduction in the required rear yard setback to 1.2 meters, and a reduction in the minimum lot frontage, permitting a frontage of 4.7 meters for the severed parcel to allow construction of a single-family residential dwelling. This application has been circulated to relevant agencies, including Source Water Protection Authority, Maitland Valley Conservation Authority, and County of Wellington, as well as to property owners within 60 meters or 200 feet of the subject property with no concerns have been raised. The town has received a report from the county indicating no issues with the proposal. Town of Minto staff have also reviewed and discussed the application and have no concerns. However, staff recommend a condition to ensure that proper grading, drainage, and servicing can be achieved. The proposed condition is that if the rear yard setback is less than 1.8 meter at the time of the building permit application, an updated grading plan shall be required. The application meets the four tests for a minor variance under the Planning Act. It is considered minor in nature and maintains the general intent and purpose of both the zoning bylaw and the official plan. I will be happy to answer any question you may have.
Sama, can we hold the questions just for a couple of minutes, please? I'm going to ask owner applicant, Mr. Metzger, if he has anything to add. And I'm going to ask you when you're speaking into the mic, when you're at the podium, speak into the mic, state your name. It's yours.
Jeff Metzger. The application is pretty straightforward when it's explained, but it looks kind of strange why we're doing this application. The unit is actually going to be coming off Brunswick Street there, like a normal home. It meets all the requirements, everything's there, except there's no servicing that side of within a couple blocks there. So we're actually using the L shape to get services off Bolton Street. Since it's being serviced off Bolton Street, the side yard flips to a backyard and the front yard turns into a side yard. We have lots of room on this new lot for square footage requirements. Everything's there. It's just we have to change it. And then the reduction is for the existing one, which matches up with the other ones which have already been done. I'm not sure why it wasn't done when the other three were severed off. but they're all the exact size. It's actually larger than the other three. So it's already larger than required. Any questions?
So what will the address be on this new dwelling? Will it be Bolton or Brunswick?
It'll be bold, because that's the frontage now.
So does everybody
never
understand
find
it? It is very confusing. Go ahead, Councillor Potovitz.
You there, I'm glad you clarified that, because I was really confused. So that strip along Brunswick is to get services to the lot
Correct.
off Brunswick. My other question is that easement, is that easement for access to the townhouse units?
Yes, when I contacted the neighbors to see if there's any questions and stuff, there was, they worried about backyard egress, so I put an easement in, so there's no issues, and made everybody happy.
Okay.
Can you point to the easement, Jeff, please? Mhm. Deputy Mayor Anderson, go ahead.
Did you say the address would be off Bolton?
That's,
Off Brunswick?
but the frontage will now, where it's serviced from, will be Bolt. That can be up to the town to decide what to do. There's nothing else on that entire block, except for a park on the other side of the road, so there is no other address on that, with that address on that street.
I was just gonna say, I'm thoroughly confused here.
My
Isn't
house
Bolton
is-
the street up at the top of the page there?
Yes,
But this property's down at the bottom behind those other four buildings? And it's
Yes.
gonna have a Bolton address?
it's up to the town to decide.
Okay, I'm confused. I don't understand how that works.
There's
It
mul-
faces on the Brunswick.
Yeah. There's multiple homes in town that have had to do this for
Yeah.
servicing requirements. I don't know, I think they have changed the address, like down by the ball diamonds.
That's
They
right.
had, they did the exact same thing, but they actually used town property. I'm using all personal property to do it.
'Cause I drove by this yesterday and thought, I don't get this, like the frontage, I'm looking 15 feet, there's a deck there. I'm thinking, well, that can't be the frontage, so we're trying to figure out where this house was going, and I was looking at the diagram, but it wasn't helpful much, that's all.
So Jeff, would you mind pointing to the front and the sides as it sits there facing Bolton?
Good thing we don't have door to door electric from there.
It's just the servicing is off that road, so that's why we have to apply for this, because your servicing requirement is off the service. Your road address and all your setbacks are based off service road. Technicalities.
Because I was not able to figure this out. I was looking at it going, I don't get it.
Councillor Potovitz.
Yes, you there. I just have a question up this, are you just gonna put a single family on that?
I-
Retaining lot?
Yeah, it's only one service going in, so it can't be anything else. It might have a
So not-
basement apartment or a duplex, because that's what most people need is a granny suite. But as of now, it's gonna be one single building, one service. That's all we're approved. That's all we're gonna do.
Other questions? Councillor Elliott, sorry, was I ignoring you?
No, most people ignore me, but it's okay. Your driveway, Jeff, is it coming off Brunswick?
Yes. It'll look just like a house off Brunswick Street. Everything's the same. Grading plan, just, there's another grading plan already designed. It just has 1.8 meters versus the 1.2, which we've applied for on this plan. They're just, accepting the town application, so we clarified it with, description on there.
So the guy delivering parcels will have to long walk. Once he pulls up to your or doesn't pull up to your driveway. comes
No,
out.
we have the other drawing attached with the actual grade plan. I have a site servicing plan and a grade plan already done for this.
Okay,
It was just for a standard building, but just so I didn't limit myself, I just picked a generic building when we wanted to prove this would work with enough service fall from the road. So I had the grading plan, service plan, and all the fall drawn up already. I just used a generic drawing, which is 1.8 meters off the side. But I applied for standard 4 foot, which is 1.2. That way we're not limited on whatever I build. 1.2 is the standard.
Yeah.
But the driveway.
sure.
Meets all requirements. Okay. And then the large backyard, meet any backyard requirement.
It'd be a long driveway coming the other way, wouldn't it?
It'd be a long one. We could try for it.
Other questions? Sama, do you have anything to add?
Just wanted to mention that based on the definition in the bylaw, our bylaw for frontage, the smallest side of lot line is considered as a frontage. And that's the reason why we know that the Bolton Street in that case is a like frontage, not, not the Brunswick.
So if Jeff chooses, he wants that off Brunswick Street, he wants the address to be Brunswick, how does that work? Does he just make application, or how's it work, Sama?
Actually, I'm not sure if I'm not mistaken. We cannot have a new address on Brunswick Street.
Okay.
If
All right, well,
I'm not sure about
that's
that,
not
but
the issue here today.
No, there's multiple homes in town which are serviced the other
Sure.
way and named the other way. Small detail. Like every other lot on that part of the town, it's all serviced from another street.
So I'm going to ask our clerk to read the approved part of this, please, Annalee.
Certainly. Did you want to add?
Other questions? Sorry, I better hold on a second. Let me follow my. So is there anybody, sorry, to request any persons wishing to speak to the application, please come forward now. Is there other questions from the committee? Obviously haven't been following protocol here. And Jeff, you've, owner applicant, have said everything that you want to say. Okay, then we'll move along to the resolution.
Thank you very much, Chair. Upon a resolution being carried or defeated, the notice of decision of the Committee of Adjustment is to be signed by all members of the Committee of Adjustment in favor of the decision. The motion I will put forward, the resolution I'll put forward to you today is for the approval that the Town of Minto Committee of Adjustment approves the application by 2626514 Ontario Limited, care of Jeff Metzger, for the property legally described as Survey Fuller and Watson's Part Lot 109 RP 61R22056 Part 1, municipally known as 300 Bolton Street, Palmerston, in the Town of Minto, seeking relief from clauses 12.2.6.1, 12.2.1.6, and 12.2.1.2 to permit a reduced minimum lot area of 201 meters squared or 2,164 feet squared, and a reduced rear yard setback of 1.2 meters or 3.9 feet, and a reduced lot frontage of 4.7 meters or 15.4 feet, with the condition that if the rear yard setback is less than 1.8 meters at the time of the building permit application, an updated grading plan shall be required as a condition of approval.
We have a mover and a seconder, please. Councilor Green. Councilor Johnson. Any further questions in reference to this? Hearing none, I'm going to call the question. All in favor of the motion? That's carried. Thank you. Anyone wishing to receive a copy of the notice of decision of the Committee of Adjustment in respect to the minor variance application must make a written request to the clerk of the Town of Minto at 5941 Highway 89 Hairston, NOG 10, or by email at annaleen@town.minto.on.ca. And I'm going to adjourn this public meeting And thank you, Mr. Metziger, for being so persistent, because we do need homes in our community, so. Okay, so we're going to move along. Got a motion by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Zimmerman, that the Town of Minto Committee of Adjustment convenes in the Committee of the Whole. All in favor of that motion? That's carried. Thank you. Jeff, if you want to hang around, that's fine. If you want to leave, that's fine as well. We have a delegation this evening. Coming up in August, we have the Mayor's Golf Tournament, and the group intake is open tonight, so I'd like to welcome Tanya Robertson and Quinn Gorecki to present as a delegation. Welcome, ladies.
Good evening. Kind of hard to believe that we're standing here again. Seems like we were just here last year, not that long ago. But plans are already underway for our 16th annual Mayor's Charity Golf Tournament. This year it's held on Thursday, August the 6th at Pike Lake Golf and Country Club.
So over the past 15 years, the Mayor's Charity Golf Tournament has raised over $165,000 and has assisted 52 local groups or organizations with their financial expenses and events held in our community. Last year, 3 organizations benefited from the proceeds, but previous funds have been used to beautify our downtowns, purchase new sports equipment, fundraise for many community reunions and events, and there have been many projects benefiting youth in Minto.
We are now accepting applications to receive this year's tournament proceeds from nonprofit community groups that fit into one of the 3 following categories: community betterment, service clubs, or sports clubs. Applications will be accepted until Monday, March the 9th, and will be available on our website or by coming to the municipal office.
Last year, we had a full tournament, and we are hoping that this year's event will be another great success. We look forward to supporting and assisting our local groups again this year. Thank you.
Did we have anybody last year disappointed because they didn't get in?
No. And we've already had people reach out to us for this year, so word's already on the street that this is happening again. So if anybody has any other groups to put in, then we might have some decisions to make.
Any questions? 15 years, so this is 16 or is this 15? 16. Okay, well, thank you for all the hard work you do on that tournament. I know that it's called the Mayor's Tournament, but really the mayor has little to do, and you guys do all the work, so thank you for that. We have to, so we're into public question period. The mayor, as chair of the meeting, has a duty to preserve order and maintain decorum throughout the meeting. Although council strives to hear and be responsive to residents' concerns, in order to preserve order, maintain decorum, and comply with the town procedural bylaw, I wish to caution any participants in question period that questions that use discourteous language will not be permitted. Questions that seek policies or bylaws outside the town's jurisdiction, including policies or bylaws that might violate human rights legislation, will not be permitted. Anything that constitutes speeches or statements not in the form of question will not be permitted, and repeat questions will not be permitted, including repetition of questions from prior meetings. All persons shall be limited to no more than 2 questions. So question period is on us. Any questions this evening? Seeing none, we're going to move on to correspondence. I've got a motion moved by Councillor Popovich, second by Councillor Dirksen. If the council receives the correspondence as information. We have 5 items as correspondence this evening. The very first one is the Emergency Management Modernization Act through Bill 25. It's changed a little bit. Second item is the official plan review. Progress report 14. You can see the third one. Fourth one is Maitland Valley Conservation Authority. Anything that you would like to bring up, Councillor Popovich?
Nothing at this time. I think those get to the document.
Okay, thank you. The Maitland Valley Conservation Authority annual general meeting was tomorrow, but it's been postponed for a week because of the anticipated weather. And the last one is Ken Bowl, Youth Unlimited to Minto. Everyone has had a moment or two to read that article. What's your pleasure? Councillor Potnowitz.
Through Mayor, I'd like to bring forward the 12V Ken Moyle Youth Unlimited.
Okay,
And I would suggest that maybe we invite him to attend the congregation. Really explain what he's going to do. What he wants to do.
suggest that you're making that motion.
I am, yes.
Can I have a second, please? Councillor Elliott, thank you.
So can I just read the motion
Yes,
then
ma'am.
read that the Council of Town of Minto requests that Ken Mole Youth Unlimited of Minto make a delegation for his request? Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Yes.
Everybody understand that? Is there anything else we want to add, pull out and discuss? Okay, so we'll pass that motion first, the one from Youth Unlimited, all in favor of that motion? That's carried, so now we'll pass the original motion on the correspondence, all in favor of that motion? It's carried, thank you. Okay. Reports on committees. We have no committee minutes for approval, but we do have a staff report. It's Plan 2026-004, SPC 2024-04, and it's Surinder Chaudhry, 255 Norman Street, Palmerston. And I'll ask Sama again, if you're still on, to present this report.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Turton. This report concerns the site plan agreement for the property at 255 Norman Street, Palmerston. The property is approximately 2,860 square meter in size and is the foundation of the former lumber yard when it was destroyed by fire a few years ago. A concept application was approved for an easement for sanitary services for the existing building at 215 Norman Street in favor of 255 Norman Street in 2024. In addition, a reduced minimum lot area previously permitted through a minor variance application for this property. The property is zoned mixed use, which permits the uses allowed in the high-density residential zone. The developer proposes to build a three-story residential apartment building featuring 570 square meter of ground floor area and 20 units, including 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. As you are aware, the site plan approval process ensures that conditions such as servicing, grading, drainage, parking, and buffering are addressed in accordance with the Town of Minto's policy, servicing policy, and zoning bylaw. In support of this application, the stormwater management report, as well as servicing, grading, and some other studies have been submitted. The application have been reviewed by town staff, county planners, and the town's consulting engineer. The draft site plan agreement has been prepared, which includes the town's standard provisions along with the key requirement for site development and maintenance, including like the owner is responsible for storing our garbage and waste, removing snow, maintaining all landscape areas, driveways, and sidewalks. The owner will also be required to provide the securities covering the cost of offsite works, the sanitary contribution amount, and the concrete removal deposit. 90% of the securities will be held by the town until the work is completed, and 10% will be retained for a 1-year maintenance period. It should be noted that The agreement is the final step before a building permit is issued and will expire in 5 years. I will be happy to answer any question you may have.
Thank you very much, Sama. Questions, Sama? Go ahead, Councillor Elliott.
Sama, you might have said this, but I'm not sure. Is there any thoughts when they would start this building and when they would finish it?
Actually, we still don't have any information from developer to when is the start date.
So they could just sit on
We don't
this-
know.
They could sit on this property and not do it for years.
I don't think so for years, but yeah, but I still don't have the exact time.
Thanks.
Councillor Potnovitz.
Yes, through you, Mayor. Salma, I'm assuming that they meet the Minto's parking requirements for this development?
Yes, the parking requirements is like actually meets the requirements in our bylaw, zoning bylaw.
Other questions? So this is for information purposes only?
Yes, actually, the CBO is the like person CBO like is the person who approved the site plan agreement.
So I'm going to read that. The site plan approval process falls under the recent Bill 109 changes to the Planning Act, which remove the approval authority from council and delegated to the Director of Building and Planning Services, as well as to the mayor and clerk for executing the site plan approval agreement with the application. Although the legislative process excludes council format input or approval, staff believes it's important for council to be aware of the major projects within the town and is therefore providing details on this development for information. Okay, so that's a change from Bill 109 by our provincial government, I guess. CAO Perkins, you want to add something?
Through your Mayor Turton, to answer Councillor Elliott's question, it's an expiration date of 5 years from the date of the site plan control agreement being signed.
Thanks. If they don't, then we keep all the money. And...
It'll be executed properly. Yes.
Okay, thanks. That's great.
Yeah, so when you go on down to the financial considerations, the owner has provided quite a few dollars. So I would think likely the sooner he can build it and rent it, the sooner he'll be making some money. So
I just wanted to add 110% of offsite work will be paid in the time that the agreement is signed with the is signed by the developer or owner, and we also it's gonna be cover the cost of sanitary contribution amount and concrete removal deposit for concrete removal.
Councillor Potnovitz, go ahead.
Yes, through you, Mayor. Are any of these units going to be deemed affordable? Any percentage of them?
No, it's not an affordable project.
So it is a 3-story unit with no elevator. And I know that we've seen this proposal numerous times. It's been in front of us quite a number of times. So, but it's a good thing that it's moving along. So got a resolution moved by Councillor Potnovitz, seconded by Councillor Dirksen. Council Town of Minto receives report plan 2026-004 regarding site plan control 2024-04, Surinder Chaudhry at 255 Norman Street, Palmerston, prepared by the planning coordinator for information. Any further questions? Seeing none, all in favor of that motion? It's carried. And I'm going to pass the chair to Counselor Benson.
Thank you, Mayor Turton. Tonight we got one report, to appoint an engineer for Drain 112, and CAO Fertney is going to present.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In short, we have a petition for municipal drain 112 improvement, which has been requested by Lammers Dairy Inc. The site location is 6169 Third Line in Palmerston, for the purpose of improving and relocating an existing municipal tile drain to accommodate proposed construction of a new dairy barn and manure pit, which council had seen recently. Records indicate that the drain was originally constructed under a report from 1988. The drain is a tile system that outlets into an existing open ditch, which is also known as Municipal Drain 5. And the work is to be concluded or done under Section 78 of the Drainage Act. And the town of Minto is suggesting, or staff are suggesting, the appointment of Spreet Associates, architects and consulting engineers, who actually did the original report back in 1988.
Thanks, Greg. I'm going to read the resolution, moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Deputy Mayor Anderson. The Council of the Town of Minto hereby receives report PW 2026-005 Municipal Drain 112 Improvement Request by Lammers Dairy Inc., prepared by the Drainage Superintendent for information purposes. And further, that the Council of the Town of Minto supports proceeding with the drainage works and instructs the clerk to send the required notifications under Section 78 of the Act. And further, that the Council of the Town of Minto appoints Spreet Associates, architects and consulting engineers, pending the required 30-day notice period, to carry out the works prescribed under Section 78 of the Drainage Act. Any questions for Greg?
Thank you, Mayor Turton. Mr. Chair, so I think the important part of this is when we go down to comments, I'm not sure if our CAO had said that, or this process requires that all affected property owners, stakeholders are notified of this process and given the opportunity to include other improvements as deemed necessary. So there could be much more work involved in this Drain 5. So we'll see what happens.
Any other questions? Seeing none, call the vote. All in favor? Thank you. Now I'm going to pass the chair to Councillor Dirksen.
Thank you, Councilor Johnson. And we have 3 items on the finance agenda this evening, and we're going to start off with Deputy Treasurer Tanya Robertson.
Through you, Mayor Turton. I'm here this evening to present the report regarding minutes of settlement and assessment adjustments made in 2025. In simple terms, these are assessment changes that affect how much property tax is billed or refunded. Starting with minutes of settlement, these occur when a property owner appeals their assessment and an agreement is reached to adjust the assessed value. If the assessment is reduced, we are required to adjust the property taxes for the affected year or years. In many cases, this results in a refund. These decisions are not made by the municipality alone. They are part of the formal assessment appeal process. Next, we have tax incentive approvals, and they're adjusted when a property qualifies for an incentive program, like the farm tax incentive program or the managed forest incentive programs. These types of adjustments result in refunds to the properties in question. And finally, property reassessment notices, or PRANs, are issued when assessment information is corrected or updated. This can happen if a property changes classification, if a structure is added or removed, or if there's an error on the roll. And these notices can result in either additional taxes being billed or taxes being canceled or refunded. For a lower tier municipality, it's important to remember that any tax adjustments are shared proportionally with the county and the education portion, and the financial impacts identified in this report have been reviewed and accounted for in our tax accounts. While these adjustments can cause some fluctuations in the tax revenue from year to year, they are part of maintaining an accurate and fair property tax system. Finance staff are recommending that council receive this report for information, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Ms. Tanya, and I'll read the recommendation, moved by Councillor Papanowitz and seconded by Councillor Elliott, that Council of the Town of Minto receives report Finance 2026-007, prepared by the Deputy Treasurer regarding the 2025 minutes of settlement and assessment adjustments for information. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you. That carries. On to the next one, which is kind of the same but different.
Yep. This report outlines tax adjustment applications submitted under Section 357 of the Municipal Act. As council is aware, this section of the legislation allows a municipality to cancel, reduce, or refund property taxes where specific criteria have been met. These circumstances may include properties that have become exempt, were demolished, experienced a change in classification, or were overcharged due to a gross or manifest error. Each application has been reviewed by finance staff in accordance with the legislation and supporting documentation that's been provided by MPAC and the property owners. All applications included in this report meet the statutory requirements under Section 357. The total recommended tax adjustments outlined in this report reflect reductions to the 2023, 2024, and 2025 tax years, and the financial impact has been accounted for within the 2025 tax year levy and tax accounts. Where applicable, adjustments were also shared proportionally with the upper tier municipality and the education portion. These adjustments are not discretionary in nature. Where the legislative criteria is satisfied, the municipality is obligated to process the applicable cancellation, reduction, or refund. Finance staff are therefore recommending that council approve the applications as presented in the report, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. And I will read the recommendation moved by Councillor Zimmerman and seconded by Deputy Mayor Anderson that council of the town of Minto receives report finance 2026-008 prepared by the Deputy Treasurer regarding the 2025 Section 357 applications for information. Are there any questions? Mayor Turton.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So including fire loss, I've got a dozy question, pardon me, but the fire in town on William Street, or is that Union? Union, sorry, Gord, that's your street. So is that included in this? And how does that work? I mean, these people have been pushed out of their home because of fire.
Yeah, in order to apply for a 357, the previous home needs to be demolished and then in like buildable condition again. And at that date, they can apply for a 357. When it's
Gotcha.
still standing, they'll have to wait a little bit longer.
Thank you.
Councillor Ponowitz? Oh, sorry. Wasn't sure whether you were airing out your hand or, okay.
I might have
Councillor
a
Gunson.
sillier question. I'm not sure. So same roll number, and then it shows like shed and cottages removed, and there's like a date of 2023, 2024, 2025. Is that just they backdated it and wanted it?
Yeah, you can go back like current year +2 is how far you go back. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, all in favor? Thank you, that carries. Thank you, Deputy Treasurer, and we'll turn to the Treasurer now for the next report.
Great. Thank you, Chair Dirksen. I'm here with another report on downtown Palmerston. I think I've done it almost every council meeting in 26. This is all a good news one. As we've said before, this is a joint County of Wellington, Town of Minto project, and also there's 2 grants going on. The Housing Enabling Core Systems that the County of Wellington is taking the lead on, and the Housing Enabling Water Systems Fund, or HUSIF. And that's one that was applied for by the town of Minto, and we were successful also. So we have a good analyst who's working on both projects, and she has forwarded the transfer payment agreement, the signing of that agreement, plus a few other things such as signage and a couple of other reports will enable us to meet milestone 2, which the good news for that is it advances about 60% of the grant up front. So that certainly helps with the cash flow. So this clerk McRobb has attached the agreement here, and it's a typical lengthy agreement, and there's several things we're required to do, but it's all pretty standard so far. So any questions or?
Okay, I'll read the recommendation. Moved by Councillor Gunson and seconded by Councillor Elliott that the Council of the Town of Minto hereby receives report finance 2026-009 prepared by the Treasurer Transfer Payment Agreement Housing Enabling Water Systems Fund. The acronym is HUSIF. Intake 2 for information purposes. And further, that the Council of the Town of Minto considers a bylaw in regular session authorizing the mayor and the clerk to execute an agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Town of Minto. Any queries on this one? Mayor Turton?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So not a query on this, but this is a big project. Gord, is it the biggest one we've ever
Yeah.
accomplished? We haven't accomplished yet,
No,
but the
in-
most money that we've ever received
It
from our
is.
provincial government.
Yes, this is the biggest project that we've done. We've done all of Harrison. We've done downtown Clifford. This one's bigger and will take longer. And yeah, our share for this agreement is roughly 4.4 million. So, and the overall project, which I think you've seen the county reports, is up like 21 million for everything. So, yep, definitely the biggest project.
It's not a secret.
No, it's not.
This is not a secret.
It was, but not now.
So anyone in Minto that has questions, we're going ahead with this. We're not backing up. The whole
No.
Main Street of Palmerston is going to be different sections at different times is going to be torn up. And if you've got questions, anybody in Palmerston, wherever, and you have a question, you need to ask it. Because halfway through is not a good time.
Right. And I believe the first of the, what we're calling construction cafes for interested parties will start, I think it's April 16th or so. And again, we have the same engineers, Triton Engineering, working for the county and for the town of Minto. And so they can probably answer any of the technical questions.
So we are having a public meeting. Is that what you said?
Probably several. Yeah, these are just for information.
Yes.
Again, much like we did in Harrison.
I just chose the opportunity to throw that out there. And Gail, if you have a question, you can come to a public meeting and ask, okay? Sorry for prolonging the meeting,
No,
Madam
no
Chair.
problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Counselor Elliott?
I just trying, it's a great project, but we got to know that Melinda is getting prepared for this and she's trying to get everything she could do to help our businesses downtown.
Yes, she is. Yep, her and her
When the
whole
big swimming
team.
Pool comes in.
Yeah.
So she did a lot of good stuff for Clifford and a lot of good stuff for Harrison and her businesses survive. So I think she will do the same kind of
Yeah,
things
it's good.
with that
And
for our committee and our staff.
yep, and we work with the partners at the Chamber of Commerce on this too. So,
Correct.
yeah.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Okay, call the question. All in favor? Thank you. That carries. Thank you, Treasurer Duff, and I would turn the chair back to Mayor Turton.
Have to say that our Treasury Department has been very busy. 5 items on the agenda this evening. So the next item on the agenda is announcements. So Councillor Elliott, do you want to start?
I just have one announcement at the end. No surprise about the Northern Theater seats, and they're in. We were short in some arms on one side, but they're on their way. So other than that, anybody that sat in the seats thinks they're great, really comfortable. I watched a couple of movies now. Almost went to sleep, so comfortable in the back row. So everything's really good. One thing we were looking into yet, we're still not done. We may need, and we believe we need a new screen. So we have Matt out inquiring what the cost is that going to be. And I'm not sure how we're going to pay for it. I believe we have enough money in reserves to cover it. So if that's the case, we'll cover as much as we can. But the cable broke and enable for the screen to go up and down, we probably need a new one. So we're in the process of doing that, still not done. So I want to thank everybody and our staff, volunteers, and everyone that come forward when we did that. We did the floor too. Most of the building's been painted too, and that volunteers that came in and did that when the chairs were taken out. We saw where the old paint used to be, and so we worked very hard to get there. And wasn't for, again, that Oregon Theater is a community project, and it always comes forward. The volunteers jump right up and help us, and I think it's going to be a lot better for us in the years to come. Thanks.
The question is, Counselor Elliott, are the seats more comfortable, or you have to go and see?
They are a lot more comfortable. The middle ones have a little bit of a rocker on them, so they're a little bit more comfortable. Side ones are both basically a seat sits there, except for the front 4 rows on both sides are rockers, and they're turned in so you can see the screen. And then when you get back far enough, the people that put it together thought really well on what they were doing and how it came. Yeah.
Thank you, Counselor Elliott. Counselor Potnevitz?
Just to report on a couple of things, I guess this past weekend, the Lions had their annual lottery dance and draw. It was very successful, sold out all our tickets, and raised a few dollars for the community. And the other thing I wanted to mention was the fire and ice yesterday. Very successful event again. Well received. Great fire.
Yeah. And the guys that ran it?
They were
Counselor Gunson?
Playoff hockey has started for all the minor teams, so if you want to catch some good hockey, Palmerston and Harrison Arenas are busy with Minto minor hockey and Southeast Surge, and then the Palmerston 81s are in the middle of playoffs now too.
So if I want to go to a hockey game, how do I find out when your team's playing?
Well, you open up your Google machine there and you type in Minto minor hockey to be a calendar, or
Perfect.
Southeast Surge, or Minto 81s.
Okay, thank you. Counselor Dirksen?
Thank you, Mayor Turton. I just wanted to bring attention to an event on Saturday, February 28th. It's the Black Heritage Month event in Minto, and it runs from 10 till noon at the Harrison train station. A couple of ladies are going to be telling stories of faith and resilience and finding community in southwestern Ontario, and I believe you need tickets for that by the 20th of February if you are.
And did you say where it is?
At the train station in Harrison.
Perfect. Counselor Potnevitz, are you finished? Counselor Dirksen?
I'm finished. This
Counselor
Counselor
Thank you,
He has a
Mayor
whole
Turton.
day.
Through you, I've got just a couple here. We've already touched on some. Saturday, February 28th is a busy day, so in case you don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon is the start of coldest night of the year walk in Minto. So this is in support of Community Resource Center of North and Center Wellington. And it's a family-friendly walk, 2.5 or 5K. It's serving and supporting local charities, serving people in the community experiencing hurt, hunger, or heaven forbid, homelessness. Just a little plug, Mental Council and Friends is the probably best team in the group. Mayor Turton and CAO Fertney and myself. Big
So
team.
so far.
We're looking for other counselors or friends. Come on by. If you care to make a donation, you can go on the website or contact one of us. We'll gladly come and receive whatever you can give. And I know we've been talking about Olympics, so the latest update is Canada is up to 12 medals now, which is, I think, pretty darn respectable. 3 gold, 4 silver, and 5 bronze. And tomorrow morning at 10:40 a.m., the men's hockey is taking on Czechia for quarterfinals. And then Thursday afternoon at 3:10, our women are taking on the Americans in the gold medal game. So let's hope. And that's it.
What's all the controversy in the curling?
I'm not a
Deputy
curler.
Mayor
I heard
Anderson,
some
go ahead.
Follow with?
Foul language going
Oh.
on there.
I know that. I don't really have anything to add. They already mentioned everything. Fire and Ice was marvelous though last night. Kudos to all the town staff that were out there working tirelessly as always. And Belinda and all of her energy that she brings to those sorts of events. It's great. Kids were having a great time. The rest of the stuff has already been mentioned.
Yeah, and it's like to say that the rest of the stuff has been mentioned and likely 99% of it is to do with volunteers. We talk about the coldest night, Valentine dance, fire and ice, Black Heritage, all volunteers in our community. Norgan Theater, same thing. And we certainly appreciate our volunteers. Only thing I would like to report is the tomorrow at 2 p.m. the Erin Library is having the grand opening. It's an old grist mill in downtown Erin was restored. A little over $10 million to do that, and it's beautiful. So I encourage everybody to get out to all of our libraries in the county. They're all lovely, and we're very fortunate to have 3 in our community, and they're not just books. There's so many things that happens in our libraries. All right. We'll move along to the bylaws. Yeah, I've got a motion moved by Councillor Dirksen, second by Councillor Potnevitz. Committee of the whole convene into regular council. All in favor of the motion? It's carried, thank you. Resolution moved by Councillor Elliott, second by Councillor Zimmerman. Council Town of Minto ratifies the motions made in committee, made in the committee of the whole. All in favor of that motion? Thank you, that's passed. Bylaws. Moved by Councillor Gunson, second by Councillor Deputy Mayor Anderson, that bylaw 2025-072 be read a third time and passed in open council, seal the corporation. All in favor of that motion? Sorry about that. You were right on the ball, and that was the pecuniary interest. So she stepped aside, and we passed the motion. Resolution moved by Councillor Potnevitz, second by Councillor Dirksen, that bylaws 2026-009, 2026-010 be read a first, second, third time, passed open council and sealed with the seal of the corporation. All in favor of that motion? It's carried. Thank you. The confirmatory moved by Deputy Mayor Anderson, seconded by Councillor Dirksen, the bylaw 2026-011 confirm actions. Council Corporation, the Town of Minto, respecting the meeting held February 17th, 2026, be read a first, second, and third time. Passed open council, sealed the corporation. All in favor of that motion? It's passed. Thank you. Adjournment moved by Councillor Potnevitz, second by Councillor Elliott. Council Town of Minto adjourned. Meet again. All in favor of the motion? It's carried. Thank you. Thank you very much for a very quick but productive council meeting.